What about this whole receiver situation, specifically Brandon Aiyuk? Is there any chance that's going to happen?
I would say very limited, but once again, I'm not going to rule out absolutely anything. We all should have learned that over the past 18 months that anything is possible. You get into this draft, and all of a sudden, the 49ers feel that they need to move on from him because they know they're not going to sign him. Who knows? The thing with Ayuk is I don't think the compensation is going to be an issue if whoever would and might trade for him or not trade for him. If it's a second round pick, if it's first round pick, who really cares in my eyes if you're getting a guy like that? The key is, do you want to be committed to a guy for $24 million? Do you want to give him 3 years, $75 million, then a year from now have to pay George Pickens very similar to that money? So that contract is it's much more of a big deal than I think actually acquiring a guy like that. Would I love him? Yes. But I just don't know if you want to invest, $30 million or $25 million in Ayuk and another $25 million per season in George Pickens next year. Then all of a sudden you have to understand they're only paying $6 million for 3 quarterbacks right now. That will change if things work out like they want to this year. So I think that contract might be the big stickler and the reason why. I think they'll go something a little bit cheaper, or at least try to. But I think they will address it outside of the draft here, either before the draft, during the draft, after the draft, of a receiver, because you can't go into the season with what they have right now.
Well, they have to figure it out. And the thing about it is they've got other issues to address in the first round of the draft. Everything I've read from all of you mock draft guys suggests that the offensive lineman is on their radar for the first round. And if that's the case, then they absolutely need to go get a receiver, don't they, somewhere else?
Yeah, it's a deep receiver class, and you've heard that forever, that, you can get guys rounds 2 through 5 that could be starters, but that doesn't help them this year. There's only a handful of guys that come in and were successful year one as a rookie. A couple off the top of my head, non-first rounders, or guys like Anquan Bolden, right? Puka Nacua from last year. Puka Nacua was a star 5th-round pick. How many times has that ever happened? You need a guy this year. You can't rely on Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, and Denzel Mims and all the other guys that they brought in. You need somebody with some experience right now. So even if they do get one in the draft, I think they still have to add a veteran, a guy who can come in and play at some point. And it's just a point of Omar, which he's really good at, is being patient. He's going to wait till it comes to them. If it has to wait till, if it has to wait till June, if it has to wait till July or what preseason to be able to find somebody there. But they have to address that anywhere between the second. And you see with the guys they brought in for the pre-draft visits, it's not a secret. They brought in linemen and receivers for the most part. So that's what they're pretty much interested in the first 2 days.